Om. 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 सदाशिव समारंभां
सदाशिव समारंभां
शंकराचार्य मध्यमाम्
शंकराचार्य मध्यमाम्
अस्मदाचार्य पर्यन्ताम्
अस्मदाचार्य पर्यन्तां
वन्दे गुरु परम्पराम्
वन्दे गुरु परम्पराम्
वसुदेव सुतं देवम्
वसुदेव सुतं देवं
कंसचाणूरमर्दनम्
कंसचाणूरमर्दनम्
देवकी परमानन्दम्
देवकी परमानन्दम्
कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्
कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्
श्रेयो हि ज्ञानम् अभ्यासात्
श्रेयो हि ज्ञानाभ्यासात्
ज्ञानात् ध्यानं विशिष्यते
ज्ञानात् ध्यानं विशिष्यते
ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागः
ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागः
त्यागात् शान्ति अनन्तरम्
त्यागात् शान्ति अनन्तरम्
हरि ओम। Hari Om and Jai Shri Krishna. We'll continue with we are on third chapter. We will continue with that, but just one thing, because tomorrow is Swami Vivekananda's birthday. And Swami Vivekananda, one of the person who understood Gita not only just as a adhyatmic shastra or academic exercise, he used the teaching in the life also. And as we talked in the beginning, this chapter Karma Yoga, it was favorite for Gandhiji, it was favorite for Lokmanya Tilak Bal Gangadhar Lok, and it was favorite for Vivekananda ji also. And one of the reason was because all these three people, there are personalities like Chinmayanand ji later on he came, or Prabhupada. So they all came to serve the society. They wanted to use this karma yoga as a adhyatmic sadhana for them, but for the serving the community. And Swami Vivekananda, so he liked this karma yoga chapter again. He used to quote number of times, especially slok from 20 to 26, which talks about lok sangraha. And he used to say that it is lok sangraha is nothing but working for the good of others. That was his actually exact words. Working for others is lok sangraha. And Vivekananda was one of, like, Bhagavad Gita suggests not three different characters. People say like there are three different characters in Bhagavad Gita. One is Karma Yogi, another is Gyan Yogi, and Bhakt. Bhagwan doesn't say that. Bhagwan says there are three roles. We all can play all these three roles depending on the situation. A lot of people say that there are three, but this is just one person playing three roles. And Swami Vivekananda played all three. He was a devotee of his Guruji Ramakrishna Paramhans, and he was a devotee of Durga. So he was a Bhakt in that sense. He was, of course, a Vedanti Jnani. He studied all the Shastra and very well translated and in fact made some commentary also. His talks are very profound on Upanishad and Vedanta. In fact, the whole Vedanta society worldwide is his establishment. And the third thing is karma. So karma yoga, he has, because his Nar Seva, Narayan Seva, and a lot of even the whole Ramakrishna mission is his establishment. He got guidance from his Guruji, but so he used Gita's third chapter for that. So in that sense, he had all three personalities. He was a karma yogi, he was a Jnani, of course, and then he he was a devotee for his own Guruji. Or so it's Vivekananda's birthday, so our pranam to him. And one question has come, like we'll talk at the end, this week's question, and somebody has asked that, and we are talking about in this part, Bhagwan is saying that last week we talked about that There is a Swadharma, but Swadharma is made of two things, Swabhav and Dharma. And Swabhav is made of three gun. We saw that Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas, like steadiness, passion, activity, or inertia. We all have that. So our personality is combination of three gun, which is Triguni. We call it Maya, Triguni Maya. But there is a guiding principle, Dharma. So when Swabhav, when it works with Dharma, is aligned with the Dharma, and Dharma is not religion. That we talked about Dharma. So when it's aligned with the guiding principles, which is good for all, same Lok Sangram, then it becomes Swadharma. So now Bhagavan says, you decide, and Bhagavad Gita says, and last time we talked about it's like a formula. Supply the values, and you will know what your Swadharma is. So how is given, you can, and then 14th chapter will talk about like how the Swabhav can be managed. But if Swabhav and Dharma go together, then it becomes Swadharma. We last time. And then Bhagavan says that last slok 35 that Swadharme Shreya, Swadharme Nidhanam Shreya. Even if you have to die for that Swadharma, it is best rather than doing something which others are doing or you don't understand. Because Swadharma you understand the most because it is your Swabhav. And that's what the last time we saw the slok 35. Swadharma Shreyan and Swadharme Nidhanam Shreya. The best is Swadharma. And then if you have to give up your life. But it's not everybody has to give up life, but work for Swadharma. As if even if you have to die, right? And that is the Shreya. And Arjun's question was that, Bhagavan, tell me what is Shreyas. We have to go back to shloks again and again. We have to visit shlok number 7 of second chapter, where the whole teaching started, because Arjun says, Shishyasteham swadimam tam prapannam. Tell me what is Shreyas. Syat nishtam bruhitan me. What is Shreyas? Tell me. And Bhagwan, the whole Gita teaching started. So Bhagwan again and again reminding. So now he's saying, Swadharma is Shreyas, Arjun. Now you wanted to run away, become a sannyasi. That is not your Swadharma, because your Swabhav is not of sannyasi. So you will take sannyasi, is not going to help. And Dharma, you are going to protect people. That is Dharma. And your Swabhav is Kshatriya, warrior. So your Swadharma becomes, then it is Dharma Yuddha. And last time we saw that. So Swami Vivekananda, of course, we saw that he decided his Swadharma to serve people. And he traveled all over the world. We knew he came to America. But the purpose was not just to talk about, give talks. Purpose was to uplift people. So the question which has come today, somebody has asked that, one of our members has asked that, can Swabhav be changed? We'll see at the end. But yes, Swami Vivekananda's famous quote, which he says that each individual is potentially divine. The goal is to manifest the divinity from within. So स्वभाव में जो हमारे अंदर है, and yes, the possibilities to changing ourselves from within. There is no outside help needed to change ourselves. We all can get the help, but the change will come from within, and that's what he's saying. So potentially all are divine. So Swabhav can be changed, and we'll talk at the end, like how Swabhav, what Gita suggests how we can change. But we'll continue today with our last week we finished at 35 shlok, and I says Swadharme Nidhanam Shreya. We'll continue with 36 onwards, coming close to the end of third chapter. So now Arjun is asking a question. He says, Bhagavan, what compels? This is a very, very generic question. It's applicable to all of us, a little child to old, all, especially the people who are in grahast. Of course, it takes care of all. Sannyasis also, everybody has desire. So Arjun is asking, oh Krishna, what compels a person to commit adharma or misconduct or sin? Pap, we call it the same thing. I prefer word adharma than pap. It is the same thing, or misconduct or wrongdoing, even when individual is unwilling to do so. And many times Arjun is having the same conflict that he doesn't want to quit the war because he's a warrior, but something is forcing him to just run away. And he's asking, what is that? In normal situation, also sometimes we don't want to do something, but something forces us. And in reply to that, these shlok will come. And Bhagavan, he has already told that the gun are the driving force. And what makes, so he says, the desire, born out of Rajogun, that is the culprit. And the whole next 7, 8 shlok are based on that. So we'll continue. So we'll just read 35th shlok one time and then move to 36. So 35 shlok of third chapter, which is Karma Yoga. श्रेयान् स्वधर्मो विगुणः
श्रेयान् स्वधर्मो विगुणः
परधर्मात् अनुष्ठितात्
परधर्मात् स्वनुष्ठितात्
स्वधर्मे निधनं श्रेयः
स्वधर्मे निधनं श्रेयः
परधर्मो भयावह।
परधर्मो भयावह। इसलिए उन दोनों को जीत कर सावधान हुआ स्वधर्म का आचरण करे, क्योंकि अच्छी प्रकार आचरण किए हुए दूसरे के धर्म से गुण रहित भी अपना धर्म अति उत्तम है। अपने धर्म में मरना भी कल्याणकारक है और दूसरे का धर्म भय को देने वाला है।
Better is swadharma, which is one's own duty, though devoid of merit, than pardharma, which is duty of another well discharged.
Yeah.
Better is death in swadharma, paradharma is fraught with fear.
Right. So fear, he's not saying fear in the sense you will not understand if it is not your swabha. Same thing. Bhagavan is saying, Arjun, yeah, sannyas absolutely there's no question about sannyas is good or bad. Sannyas is good. I mean, but Arjun, not for you at this time. Even if you take sannyas, वहाँ हिमालय में जाके भी कुछ ना कुछ करोगे, वहाँ कुछ और करोगे. Because you are a warrior, you are a kshatriya, your स्वभाव is to be with people, to work with people, तो वहां जाके कुछ और करोगे. तो ये जो काम मिला है यही करो, because वहां जाके फिर परेशान होगे. भयावह means you will not be happy. It will in fact harm your personality. And that's what these days we hear a lot of young teachers and especially the youth, their programs, they say that like old time, it was there earlier, the skill based. Whatever your skill, you do that work. And that was skill based society was there. But this industrialization and the computerization and modernization came. Then there was a lot of confusion created who's doing what. But now there are teachers, there are counselors, they say that do what suits your personality, what suits your nature. Take that skill, prepare yourself for that. Same thing is saying Bhagavan. Otherwise, you will fail in your life. That's like a professional advice. Also, professional counselors or motivational speakers, they give the same advice. There are movies like Three Idiot kind of movie. They are made on the same concept. Do what is your nature. Your core competency is like that. Don't do which is not your core competency. That's the same thing Bhagavan is doing. Otherwise, you will fail. But anyway, so now this up to this part, Bhagavan has actually clearly explained what is Karma Yoga, and that teaching is almost over. That this is Karma Yoga. Now Bhagavan is giving an opportunity for Arjun to ask question, which is again a good teacher should always do that. Right? Good teacher should give opportunity to the students to ask. So he's maybe that time Bhagavan must have given the pause and given Arjun an opportunity. So Arjun's question comes, and which is not Arjun's question, which is I think it is all of us have the same question. I mean, I guarantee when we read this and we think it looks like oh, I'm asking the same thing, right? I have the same question. So 36 shlok of third chapter. Arjuna uvacha
अर्जुन उवाच
atakena prayukto ayam
अथ केन प्रयुक्तोऽयम्
papam charati purushah
पापं चरित पुरुषः
anichannapi vashneya
अनिच्छन्नपि वार्ष्णेय
baladev niyojitah.
बलादेव नियोजितः। इस पर अर्जुन ने पूछा कि हे कृष्ण, फिर यह पुरुष बलात्कार से लगाए हुए के सदृश न चाहता हुआ भी किससे प्रेरा हुआ पाप का आचरण करता है?
Arjun said, but by what impelled does man commit sin, though against his wish, O Varsneya, constrained as it were by force?
See, I mean, it's a very simple question, and it is there's absolutely no doubt. Like nobody can doubt that what he's asking, I don't understand. Because we all face the same situation, that something drives us. And I always remember that story, which is a little kid is standing in front of a candy store, and the candies are like kept in the open tray. And वो बच्चा खड़ा है और वो कैंडी को देख रहा है, एंड वो उसका हाथ थोड़ा सा कैंडी की तरफ जाता है. Then this shopkeeper looks at, hey, what are you doing? You're trying to steal the candy? कैंडी चुराने की कोशिश कर रहा है? तो बच्चा बोलता है, नहीं, मैं कैंडी नहीं चुराने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. See, I'm trying not to steal, but my hand, my gestures are forcing me to. That same question this Arjun is asking. छोटे से बच्चे को भी समझ में आता है. अभी हमारी क्लास, ये बच्चों की जो क्लास चल रही है, उसमें भी 3rd चैप्टर चल रहा है. तो आई गेव देम एन एक्सरसाइज, जो बच्चों की क्लास में की, ये सेम एकदम डिजायर वाली बात होती, इच्छा. तो आई गेव देम एक्सरसाइज की नेक्स्ट 2 week, दैट इज once in 2 weeks class. I said next 10 days you have one exercise. Take the best sweet you like. Most of the kids like sweets or candy you like. Keep that on your desk, your study desk, or somewhere it is visible to you every day. But don't eat. Okay, so can you do this homework? And they, well, we can try, uncle. And I said, then you submit your feedback. So they all submitted the feedback also. And then we discuss in the class. And most of the kids says, first day it was very hard. But now, since uncle has said, so looking at the candy and not eating it. I wanted them to realize what is their desire is. Because the kids are going to grow, and we all have grown this with the desire. And it becomes a fire which will come in the next slope. It's a fire in us. But fortunately, some of us have guidance in the childhood days. Fortunately, some of us we don't have. Then we grow, that fire is like it's become a big fire inside the desire. And then we suffer the whole life. And that's the reason teacher like Krishna or Mahavir or Buddha come. They are solving only one problem. ये जो desire, आप सब लोग परेशान हो, all this suffering, बुद्ध ने तो पूरा ही, बुद्ध का तो शास्त्र तृष्णा पे है, ये तृष्णा की वजह से सब प्रॉब्लम है. सेम थिंग महावीर और भगवान कृष्ण भी बोल रहे हैं. So that's a problem. So that's why I wanted to kids, and then everybody when we talked in the class, I could see on their face the expression that they felt what the desire is. For a little candy, 4 5 days not eating, keeping on the desk, it was tough. And some of them say, yeah, uncle, it was tough. And I said, this is called desire. And the life, it will become big. It is today it is candy, tomorrow it will be a car. Again, it may be house, it may be possession, it may be family, it may be anything. So that's what it was. So we'll go Bhagwan's answer. This is a very 5 6 shlokas are very powerful, but we'll see how much we can gather from this, right? So 37 shlok, Bhagwan ka uttar. Shri Bhagwan uvacha.
श्री भगवान उवाच
Kam esha krodha eshah.
काम एष क्रोध एष
Rajo gun samudbhavah.
रजो गुण समुद्भवः
Mahashano mahapapma.
महाशनो महापाप्मा
Viddhi enam ihvairinam.
विद्येनमिह वैरिणम्. इस प्रकार अर्जुन के पूछने पर श्री कृष्ण महाराज बोले, हे अर्जुन, रजोगुण से उत्पन्न हुआ यह काम ही क्रोध है. यह ही महाअशन अर्थात अग्नि के सदृश भोगों से न तृप्त होने वाला और बड़ा पापी है. इस विषय में इसको ही तू वैरी जान.
Blessed Bhagwan said, it is desire, it is anger, born of the quality of rajas, all devouring, all sinful. Know this to be the foe here.
Right. So now we have to go back like 14th chapter. Bhagwan will describe Rajogun in very detail. But here also he talked about that our activities are driven by Triguna. But he is saying that Rajogun is the cause which creates desire. And Bhagwan is saying desire, desire is kamana, kam and krodh. But typically we see that in our Shastra, Bhagavad Gita also, there are in 16th chapter, he says, Trividham Narakasya Dwaram. Trividham is Kam, Krodha, and Lobh. There he added one more. But in further, there are Shastra, there are Shad Ripu, Kam, Krodha, Mad, Moh, Lobh, Matsarya. There are 6. बट इन सबका जो फादर है, ग्रैंडफादर काम है डिजायर. हम लोग विंडोज, आप सब लोग कंप्यूटर में, लाइक वी हैव द फोल्डर, राइट? देयर आर सब फोल्डर्स. व्हेन यू डबल क्लिक ऑन द फोल्डर, then सब folders are displayed, but you can collapse and it becomes again this main folder. So calm is that main folder. उसके अंदर 6 और हैं, if you sub folders, like which is क्रोध, लोभ, मोह, मद, मात्सर्य. But if you collapse that, it becomes one. जैसे हम लोग नहीं अपने कंप्यूटर में सब फोल्डर देखते हैं, सब फोल्डर वो सब है, लेकिन जो मेन फोल्डर है वो काम ही है. अगर वो फोल्डर आपके पास है तो आपके पास बाकी सब फोल्डर हैं ही सही. मान के चलिए कि अंदर सब फोल्डर हैं, वो सो दैट्स व्हाट, क्रोध भी आएगा. तो भगवान इज फोकसिंग हियर ऑन काम, which is because of rajogun. And rajogun, we see rajogun means activity, passion, and that's the driving force. But most of us, like common people, I'm doing activity for something, and that is desire. That's what he's saying. So we saw in the introduction of third chapter Karma Yoga that kriya happens. Kriya means an activity is going bound to happen, but when there is a karta added to kriya, it becomes karma. And the moment karta is added, karta has some intention. काय के लिए मैं कर्म कर रहा हूं, and that becomes desire. So that's what Bhagavan is saying. Rajogun means activity, but Rajogun and the karta is there because we are all karta. I mean, the whole topic is for us. Then there is a desire. So it will be born. So Rajogun Samudbhava, it is born out of Rajogun, this desire. And then Bhagavan says, we call it Trashna also. Trash word has come from thirst. संस्कृत में तृष्णा बोलते हैं, और हमारे कई इंडिया की कोलिकुल लैंग्वेज में उसको भी तृष्णा को संस्कृत वर्ड है, पर जैसे प्यास लगती है ना, उसको भी बोलते हैं तृष्णा, प्यास, थर्स्ट. सो दिस इज लाइक अ डिजायर इज अ थर्स्ट, भूख है ये. एंड देन यही क्रोध है. देन भगवान इज सेइंग, we'll talk about क्रोध. एंड व्हाई इट इज क्रिएटिंग क्रोध? बिकॉज if the desire is not fulfilled, it creates agitation or it creates disturbance. That is क्रोध. But if desire is fulfilled, then what? Then it becomes greed, लोभ. So because there is no, एक बार एक स्वामी ऐसे ही कोई प्रवचन करते थे, तो किसी ने बोला कि मैं मुझे तो ऐसा लगता है, अभी साधना करता हूँ, मैं सब स्वाध्याय करता हूँ, तो मुझे लगता है कि मेरी डिजायर सब, मेरे को डिजायर नहीं आती नहीं, इट वोंट कम, मैं तो मेरा काम हो जाएगा. तो उन्होंने कहा ओके, बट यू नो इट इज, डिजायर इज लाइक, बच्चों को भी आई गिव एग्जाम्पल, सेम हमारे बच्चों ने पूछा था व्हाट इज डिजायर अंकल. यू गो टू चक्की चीजेस जो बच्चों का है, उसमें वहां पर एक गेम है एंट्री में, वैग द मोल, राइट? वो दैट यू कीप हिटिंग, और वो आप you put a quarter or maybe $1, and then it will give maybe 30 seconds, 1 minute. There is a hammer and there's a moles are popping up, and you keep hitting. It will never happen that all the moles are in their holes. They'll one go, another pop up. It's like weeds, and that is called desire. So it will, you can't say that, oh, my desires are fulfilled. वो कुछ ना कुछ आता है उसको. That is called greed, लोभ. एक डिजायर पूरी होती है तो दूसरे की इच्छा बढ़ जाती है. So it is lobh. It just keeps adding. And that is what Bhagavan is saying, कि अगर लोभ हो गया तो it is a vicious circle. Then again you will act. So one time will come. अभी 16 गेम हैं NFL में खेल रहे हैं, आप कुछ तो हारोगे ही और कुछ नहीं हारोगे, प्ले ऑफ में भी नहीं जाओगे. So there is no guarantee. Only one team will win, but no guarantee next year the same team will win. No guarantee, right? So nobody can guarantee that, oh, I keep fulfilling the desire, it will become lobh. और पूरी नहीं होगी तो क्रोध आएगा. That's what Bhagavan is saying. Why it will not be fulfilled? There are two things Bhagavan has said that that's the reason it is not going to be fulfilled. Maha Ashna. Ashna word संस्कृत में अश्न का मतलब खाना भी होता है, eater, eating. Maha Ashna is the great eater, like a fire. आप घी डालते रहिए, आग में आग बढ़ती जाएगी. And in fact, sometime wind comes, and then आग will become larger and bigger. So it is like Mahaashna. It's a great eater. Same desire. Just कल्पना कर सकते हैं हम लोग कि हमारे अंदर desire है and you keep feeding that, it will become bigger and bigger and bigger. जैसे बच्चों को मैंने बताया था ना कि अभी कैंडी में how difficult for you for 4 days, this candy will, I mean they'll remember maybe when they go they'll go into their 30 40s की अंकल ने एग्जाम्पल दिया था, ये गीता ने दिया था, मैंने तो क्या दिया था, बट कि yeah, how difficult it is to control, and that's what saying. तो हमारे शंकराचार्य एज वी एज डिजायर भी बड़ी होती जाती है। भज गोविंदम में बोलते हैं, श्लोक है उसमें, अंगम गलितम पलितम मुंडम दशम विहीन जातम तुंडम वृद्धावस्था ग्रहित्वा दंडम तदपि न मुंचति आशा पिंडम। आशा मीन्स डिजायर, आशा पिंडम। ही सेइंग अंगम गलितम, एज यू ग्रो ओल्ड आपके अंग वीक होते जाते हैं। अभी तो डिजायर है मेरी खाने की 4 समोसे, लेकिन नाउ एज आई गेट ओल्ड माई स्टमक इज नॉट हेल्पिंग। लेकिन वो 4 समोसे खाने की अभी मन में इच्छा रहती है, फिर डायरिया हो जाता है, फिर एसिडिटी हो जाती है, फिर डॉक्टर कॉल कर रहे हैं, अरे क्या किया, अरे खा लिया 4 समोसे। विद एज आई शुड अंडरस्टैंड कि मुझे नहीं खाना है, मैं समझता हूँ, लेकिन आशा खत्म नहीं होती। अंगम गलितम पलितम मुंडम मीन्स, पलितम मुंडम मीन्स दिस, दैट the teeth are gone, you have like bubbly mouth, right? दशम विहीन जातम तुंडम वृद्धावस्था ग्रहित्वा दंडम। वृद्धावस्था में दंड भी हाथ में आ जाता है, मतलब स्टिक लेके चल रहे हैं, ये सब इतना हो जाता है, लेकिन तदपि न मुंचति आशा पिंडम। लेकिन जो बैकपैक, आशा पिंडम में जो बैकपैक है आपके पीछे, आशा पिंड का, डिजायर का, वो नहीं जाता है। वो मेरे पीछे ही रहना चाहिए। बैकपैक लेके चल रहा हूँ, चल नहीं पा रहा हूँ, खा नहीं पा रहा हूँ, लेकिन दैट इज आशा पिंडम। सो दैट्स व्हाट शंकराचार्य says, it grows even if you are old, desire grows with you. So how to control this? So Bhagavan is saying Maha Ashna, it's very big, and Maha Papma. I mean, of course, Papma means, again, it will force you to do misconduct. पाप is misconduct, अधर्म की तरफ ले जाती है। महा, ऐसा नहीं कि छोटा मोटा अधर्म। And we all know that desire can cause anything, and we know hundreds of stories in the competition, professional world, or politics, or the countries fighting. It's all desire, and it can take any shape. And that's why Bhagavan is saying, "Isko tu vairinam viddhi." It is, these two are like the enemies, the adversaries in your life. दोनों भगवान ने बोला, काम एंड क्रोध, बिकॉज क्रोध इज accompanied by desire. So Chinmayanand ji, there is a author called Arthur Brooks, very famous author. He has number of he's professor at Harvard also. I don't know if now or not, but he was, but very nice. He has written a very recent book. I think every Hindu should read that book too. From strength to strength. It's a very, it was last year or 2 years ago, he published this book, From Strength to Strength. In that book, one of the chapters, 7th chapter, is name Vanaprastha. He has said that this concept I am bringing from the Indian or Hindu lifestyle, Vanaprastha. Name is Vanaprastha, and he's talking about old age. So anyway, so he has given a definition of satisfaction, which is basically, we can say, Anand or Sukh, whatever. So he gives a satisfaction equal to, at the numerator is haves, and at the denominator is wants. And he's talking the same thing, desire. So satisfaction equal to haves divided by wants. And what he's suggesting in his book, that the goal strategy you should have to reduce those wants. Haves तो हो गया, have तो होना भी है लाइफ में। भगवान नेवर सेड द भगवत गीता की सब नहीं होना चाहिए। भगवान नेवर सेड कि अर्जुन को तो बोले हैं कि संसारी जित्वा शत्रु भुक्ष राज्यम। there is श्लोक here, right? He says कि you have to win this war, Arjun, not only fight, win this war, भुक्ष राज्यम, and enjoy the kingdom. Let people enjoy the kingdom too. That's why you are fighting the war. So he's not saying कि सब जीतने के बाद छोड़ के भाग जाना है. So haves will be there, but the goal is to reduce that denominator, wants. And then the satisfaction factor will be positive and higher. In his book, same example is given by Chinmayanand. I mean, of course, they don't know each other. Arthur Brooks, now Chinmayanand is gone. He gave the same example. He says, fulfilled desire, fulfilled at the numerator, or completed or fulfilled, and the bottom denominator is desire remaining. And Chinmayanand says, reduce the denominator and this satisfaction, or he called it Anand, will be higher. Same thing. And I was reading like there are two different people. They have nothing to do with each other. But the teaching, the Anubhav Jivan ka hi kehta hai. That's why Gita is saying. So Bhagwan is saying कि ये दोनों बड़े दुश्मन हैं, तो डिजायर ये डिनोमिनेटर को कम करते जाओ. This is like same again. If denominator is more, then obviously the result will be, it sometimes it may go to negative also, not only less than zero. So reduce the denominator, and then your satisfaction or ananda factor will be higher. That's what one is saying. So we'll continue with the next sloka, right? Where he says now, what is next, right? 38th sloka. धूमे नाव्रियते वह्निः.
धूमेनाव्रियते वह्निः.
यथा यथा आदर्शमलेन च.
यथा दर्शो मलेन च.
यथा उल्बेन आवृतः गर्भः.
यथोल्बेनावृतो गर्भः.
तथा तेन इदम् आवृतम्.
तथा तेने दमावृतम्. जैसे धुएं से अग्नि और मल से दर्पण ढक जाता है, तथा जैसे जेर से गर्भ ढका हुआ है, वैसे ही इस काम के द्वारा यह ज्ञान ढका हुआ है.
As fire is covered by smoke, as a mirror by dust, as an embryo is covered by the womb, so is this covered by it.
Right. So it means, again, desire, Bhagwan is saying. So, and then Bhagwan ने word use किया, this desire. This means कहीं और से नहीं आ रही है. I think he is pointing कि तेरे अंदर वाली की बात हो रही है. ऐसा नहीं. Another human nature is to blame others. There was a study done by one business school. The professor was teaching students. So the study was done that success and failure, and they surveyed that what is the cause of success, and people describe their success stories, and cause of failure. So describe your failure stories. So most of the time they found that success stories, people take credit on themselves. I worked very hard. I did this. And the failure stories, they're putting blame on others. And this is a survey, and it's not a wrong survey. We all do that. Majority people do that, right? Some संत होंगे तो नहीं करेंगे, लेकिन majority people failure का blame others को. So भगवान is saying ये किसी और की desire नहीं है, आपकी अपनी है. ये नहीं बोलना कि my wife wanted, that's why I did that. We can blame, right? Oh, my children wanted, or children will say my parents wanted, I did that. No. It is your own. It's our nature too. So Bhagavan is very clear, this desire. So he's saying, but where it and how it controls. The example, 3 examples given here, right? Very simple examples. Like if there is a smoke covers the fire. Typically, the role of fire is, हम लोग camp में जाते हैं, we put the campfire, right? So first thing we'll do is dry wood should be there, and we should have enough fuel, and we should have enough things to make sure that there is a fire, not the smoke. Otherwise, you can't sit there, because fire has the quality of giving heat, or of course purify things. But if there is smoke, then fire cannot do what fire is supposed to do. So the gyan is same thing. So gyan is supposed to enlighten, but desires are like smoke. It just covers the gyan. Same. The second example is darpan. The mirror is supposed to be bright and to be showing right thing. But if the dust is there, then mirror cannot. So same thing. Gyan's goal is to enlighten, to show what is right. But the desire takes over. And third one is the fetus in the womb. So fetus has no freedom in the womb. I mean, there are various ways people interpret this, but I think what Bhagavan is saying, that fetus freedom is not there. I mean, there's a limit of fetus to move around the womb, but it is covered by womb. It doesn't have the freedom. So same thing, Gyan provides the freedom, but if the desire is encapsulated, the Gyan cannot provide you the freedom, because it is covered. And that's why Bhagavan is saying this Gyan, the knowledge, the awareness, is covered by the desire. And we have to just analyze these 3 examples in our day-to-day life, and we realize that very, very nice, very simple examples, but Bhagavan ने दिए, but it exactly correct. That our ज्ञान जो है वो सब गायब हो जाता है जब डिजायर आती है। वो एक आदमी था, बड़ा बिजनेसमैन, और जब उसका लास्ट समय आ गया तो जनरली पीपल से लास्ट टाइम पे somebody is going to read you भगवत गीता, and it was almost last day, it was on the bed and doctor says कि अभी इनका जाने का समय आ गया है, तो कुछ गीता पढ़ो, कुछ कोई रामायण पढ़ो, कुछ भजन लगाओ. So that's what we do, right? So लास्ट में उनके अच्छे विचार होने चाहिए. वो भी थोड़ा करता होगा दान दक्षिणा अच्छा, but he was like lying down and कोई भगवत, कोई बच्चा भजन गा रहा है, कोई गीता पढ़ रहा है, and he was looking around all, he said, oh everybody. So he said कि उसने देखा, उसने तो लड़के ने समझ गया कि पिताजी क्या देखा. उसने कहा पिताजी, आई मीन द एल्डर सन इज हियर, एल्डर डॉटर इज हियर, योर डॉटर इन लॉ इज हियर, एवरीबडी इज हियर, डोंट वरी. ही सेड नो, दैट्स द वरी. क्या वरी? फिर दुकान पे कौन है? तुम सब यहाँ आ गए हो तो. उसको भजन भी नहीं सुनना है, क्योंकि द डिजायर, वो जो डिजायर पूरी जिंदगी की थी कि मेरा बिजनेस चलता रहना चाहिए, दैट कम्स एट द एंड टू. सो दैट्स व्हाट भगवान इज सेइंग कि ज्ञान ढक जाता है, मींस यू आर सपोज टू गो. सब लोग भजन भजन गा रहे हैं, आपको शांति से जाना चाहिए कि ठीक है, आई एम लीविंग, बट आई एम नॉट लीविंग. मेरी डिजायर मेरे को जाने नहीं देती. एंड दैट्स व्हाट भगवान इज सेइंग. सो नेक्स्ट श्लोक में भी ही इज गोइंग टू कंटिन्यू, विल कंटिन्यू नेक्स्ट टाइम. बट अगेन राम सुखदास जी, देयर इज आचार्य राम सुखदास जी, गीता प्रेस गोरखपुर की, उन्होंने ट्रांसलेट की. ही गिव्स अ वेरी नाइस एक्सप्लेनेशन. द क्वेश्चन अगेन कम्स दैट how do we decide? Desire is going to be there because rajogun to hai na. So how do we decide what not to, which desire to not to take up or which to give up? So he gives an example. One is the desire to maintain the body. There are body desire. I have to eat. I have to go for a morning walk. That's a desire, right? And I have to go to gym. That's a desire, or do something for the maintenance of the body. That desire you should not give up, because you need that rajogun to perform some activities which will help sattva gun also to do what you want. So legitimate desire you can still continue. Don't give up. Otherwise क्या होगा कि वही बात है, एक श्लोक में भगवान ने कि ज्ञानी should not confuse others. ये तो आप सब कुछ भी बोलना शुरू कर दोगे, लोग सारा काम करना ही बंद कर देंगे. And then he says that the desire which can help fulfill others' desire for a legitimate cause. And again, suppose we see that there are social workers, they give up their life, like प्रचारक होते हैं या साधु सन्यासी हैं, for the good cause. So they are working for a good cause, and they have a desire कि can you help us? So that desire you can help them to fulfill their desire if it is a legitimate. So don't tell them कि वो desire सब बेकार है. So that desire is legitimate. So those two desire, rest all desires, just give up. And he says make a journal, and that's what we have been taught from the childhood, that make a journal of your things. And Gandhiji used to write these kind of things. Even my own Nanaji was Gandhiji's disciple. He used to write the journal every day of these things. क्या मुझे रखना है, क्या छोड़ना है. Benjamin Franklin used to have that, right? Keep this pros and cons and drop what is not required. That's what he is saying in his commentary. So, which is correct. So everybody can decide. So that's what Bhagavan is telling Arjun. So next sloka we'll continue with that. So we'll just stop with one. Swami Ram Tirthe, he was a Vedanti. So he used to say that. उनका एक शेर है, right? चाह चूरी और चाह नहीं चिंता नहीं. चाह मीन्स अगेन डिजायर. चाह नहीं चिंता नहीं, मनवा बेपरवाह, जिसको कछु न चाहिए वो ही शहंशाह. Shahenshaah means who has freedom. Shahenshaah means you have the freedom to do because you are a king. So he says चाह नहीं चिंता नहीं, क्योंकि चाह के पीछे चिंता आती है. मनवा बेपरवाह, mind is free of all these burdens. बेपरवाह means no burden on mind. These are burden, right? चिंता है चाह. जिसको कछु न चाहिए वो ही शहंशाह. जिसको भगवान ने सेकंड चैप्टर में बोला है स्थित प्रजहाति यदा कामान, इसने सारी डिजायर्स को खत्म कर दिया है. That is स्थित प्रज्ञ उच्चते, अर्जुन उच्चते. वो एकदम फ्री है. स्थित प्रज्ञ means free. That's what he said. So we'll stop here and take that question. So before that there was a small story and then we'll drop. एक बार एक स्वामी जी बैठे थे एंड द लेडी वाज रनिंग अराउंड एंड कुछ ढूंढती थी। तो उन्होंने पूछा कि क्या ढूंढती हो? तो उसने कहा मैं अपने पति को ढूंढती हूँ। तो उसने पूछा कि तुम्हारे पति का क्या नाम है? तो मेरे पति का नाम क्रोध है। तो अच्छा, तुम्हारा क्या नाम है? उसने, मेरा नाम कामना है। उसने कहा कुछ ढूंढने की जरूरत नहीं, बैठी रही, थोड़ी देर में अपने आप तुम्हारे पास आ जाएगा। कामना है तो क्रोध आ ही जाएगा। That's it. So we'll stop here and then take that question, which is related. Nothing